Hello, it's Callum here. I wasn't expecting to do this video today, and neither was I expecting to have my dog Scarlett with me. However, British Airways have put a spanner in the works with the death of the British Airways Executive Club. So let's get straight to it, and I'm going to give you 5 things you need to know about the changes to the British Airways Executive Club, my thoughts, and what you can do about it and action going ahead. So number 1, the British Airways Executive Club is no more, and it's simply known as the British Airways Club. Minor change and doesn't really make a whole load of difference. The branding looks a bit nicer, although wouldn't be what I would do. The name itself isn't really a massive change. What does matter is the substance of the changes that go along with this rebrand. So number 2, the biggest point is that the scheme effectively becomes a revenue-based earning scheme. What do I mean by that? Well, now status has moved from a tier point mileage-based chart to one that is based on the moolah, the money, the cash that you spend. Effectively, now you will earn tier points for status per pound. Effectively, you will earn tier points based on a per pound basis, effectively 1 point per pound. This also means that the actual number of tier points you need to earn have also altered. So starting with blue, which has always been 0, bronze is 3,500, silver is 7,500, and then gold is a whopping 20,000 tier points. In short, it's going to become a lot more expensive to attain status with British Airways. And just to point out that the pound per point status is for British Airways, Iberia, and American Airlines flights only. And number 3, for partner airlines in the One World Alliance, you earn on a percentage basis of miles flown. So example, Cathay Pacific, in economy, you earn just 2% of the miles flown. So let's say you was on a 10,000 mile flight, you would earn 200 tier points, which really isn't much at all. It's not even 10% of the way to bronze. And on a first class flight, you would earn 30% of the miles flown. This will vary depending on the fare class. It's quite difficult to understand because you don't always know the exact mileage flown, and there isn't yet a calculator for this new way of earning on the website. And number 4, the second biggest change to the scheme is that you can earn tier points in more ways. So prior to this, formerly you could only really earn tier points on flights. There were some promotional offers such as earning double tier points when you booked a British Airways holiday, and there was sort of a trial earning scheme through American Express where if you spent I think like £5,000 or £6,000, you would then get bonus tier points on your British Airways account. They're now formalising this, so on a British Airways holiday you would earn 1 point per pound on the holiday itself, and effectively that means you would get it always on the hotels, the combined hotel and flight spend. So if you spent £500 on a BA holiday per person, you and the other person would get 500 tier points per person. They're also formalising the Amex tier points earning, although they haven't given much detail and they haven't said what the earning rate per pound is or what the target should be, but they have said you can earn 2,500 tier points per annum with your American Express British Airways card. Again, there's no real detail on this yet, and it will all have to come out in the wash. And then also you can earn tier points with add-ons such as seat selection because you really want to pay lots of money for a seat selection on a flight you've already bought. Also on bag, and also sustainable aviation fuel or SAF. Now this is a new one for British Airways. The actual usage of SAF within the aviation industry is quite minimal, but at least, I mean, it can make you feel better about helping the environment. Although actually this is considered a very popular way of topping up status for those on Air France KLM flying blue, and perhaps this would become an attractive way of earning status with British Airways, or at least helping you bump yourself up across to the next tier. And then number 5, some very minor improvements and based on member feedback. You've got tier milestones, so you can effectively achieve some mini benefits as you go from blue to bronze to silver to gold. They haven't actually said what these are, but I know with the likes of Finnair, when they do similar things, they give you perhaps an upgrade voucher or a lounge guest pass that you can gift to family and friends, aspects such as this, and I suspect it'd be similar, although I wouldn't be surprised if it's maybe something as silly as maybe a luggage label. And then also when you're at the various status tiers, you will get discounts at the Wine Flyer, which is British Airways wine website, a bit like Virgin Wines, a bit like whatever the other websites are. So I'm very skeptical of them benefits, if you can't tell. My thoughts on this whole change, it's unsurprising. Airlines have been moving across the world, particularly spearheaded by the US and airlines over there in terms of moving to a revenue-based, spend-based system. It does mean that you're probably not going to get much outsized value anymore, and you can't do the tier points run, which one positive is good for the environment. But you won't see people perhaps who are doing a multi-leg trip on Sri Lankan or Qatar Airways with a cheap EU flight across to Asia, across to the US on BA and their partners to earn status cheaply and easily. That's over. Now, I, for a number of months, have thought that if you're a less frequent traveller, you're probably not getting much value out of status, and you're probably better off putting your emphasis and effort onto award flights and just finding good deals. That's probably the biggest thing I would take away from this, is that you can sort of, if you're unlikely to earn the status with an airline like BA, well, why not try another airline? Why not perhaps look outside the One World Alliance? Look at other airlines that have got good offers on, you know. We actually get quite a few good deals from across the UK on airlines such as Air France KLM, Lufthansa, Finnair, and you can try something new. It's a good way to be able to get new experiences on things you might not have otherwise have done, and not have to feel like you have that shackle of trying to chase status all the time. And the second thing I would say about this is that it's effectively the end of the premium leisure traveller wanting status. You know, you might still want status, but you're probably not going to be able to achieve it with BA. They are doubling down on the business traveller, which fair enough, but we're not in 2019, we're not in 2004 anymore. This is 2024, and I know a huge range of corporates from across the globe have cut down since the pandemic on business travel. So those people who are spending £20,000 on flights with the most flexible premium flights are probably not going to be as many as they used to be. And I'd seen this when I used to work at Etihad. You know, the corporate travel sector has not recovered in the way that the leisure sector, the premium leisure sector, has. It feels slightly misplaced, and I think that they should have, a bit like the Virgin announcement when they moved to more flexible revenue-based points awards about 2 months ago. It feels like they haven't fully fleshed out the concept. And I think a good note from a couple of travel sites like Head for Points and Turning Left for Less, if you're going for a revenue-based system, why not just allow people to actually earn all their status through something like credit card spend? You know, they're going to still earn money. They'll be happy because they're probably more happy because they can sell their seat on the plane to somebody else. And frankly, I think they are going to lose a lot of their status holders. And BA probably won't care, because those of you who are going on tier point runs, and I've seen this on some of the forums and comment sections, they are going, I'm going to take my business elsewhere. But frankly, if you want good lounges and you want to have a semi-decent experience in business class, you've not got many choices on short haul from the UK, so you're probably still going to put your business through BA. Unless you want to go for a low-cost experience and perhaps if you want to go to Luton, perhaps do EasyJet or Wizz Air flight, go in one of the nice club rooms and do that, and effectively unbundle the whole of your holiday experience and just not bother with status anymore. But the key takeaway is business travellers, if you're doing them fully flex fares at last minute, which is becoming more and more rare nowadays, you're probably going to be the biggest winner of this. So finally, some news you can use from this. If you actually are thinking keeping your One World status, Qatar Airways could be an option if you were looking to stay within the Avios ecosystem. So it's not as attractive as the current BA scheme. However, you do have the capability to earn on quite an easy to understand basis the number of Q points, effectively Qatar tier points on a flight. So a one-way fare from Doha to London Heathrow would net you 30 Q points in a business classic fare, which is sort of the average fare with lounge access. And the equivalent to BA Silver, which is Qatar Gold, confusing I know, is 270 Q points, and you would also be able to earn Q points on your BA and other oneworld flights. But the nice thing about if you chose Qatar rather than another airline is that you would be able to transfer them Avios into BA, into Iberia, Aer Lingus, and Finnair as well. So you wouldn't be straying too far from British Airways, and you would also be able to use your Avios and combine them together. Although part of me suspects that Qatar Airways will probably migrate across to a revenue-based system in the near future, effectively as now all the other Avios earning airlines are revenue-based, although IAG can't really force Qatar Airways to do that. Now, if you're looking purely for status, and this is just a very high-level look since yesterday, Royal Jordanian could be an option for you. So they do offer a status match if you have a non-oneworld status. So that could be with Lufthansa or any other non-oneworld airline you can think of. And I think they even match hotels as well, which is quite interesting. But thinking about Royal Jordanian's status earning, you don't have any minimum requirement for flights on Royal Jordanian. So you don't have to do a minimum number of sectors on Royal Jordanian. And I've seen on the Finnair Facebook group for Finnair Plus members, there are a number of people on there who have managed to work out some quirks within the system whereby you can do a load of short haul flights within Spain and rack up those effectively tier points with Royal Jordanian very easily, very quickly, and reach them higher levels of tier status. Outside of oneworld, more immediately, Virgin are possibly going to get some of the BA business on long haul. Now that they're part of SkyTeam, they do have an effective way to tackle the fact that they didn't have tons of worldwide partners before. It's not going to be very attractive to short haul BA flyers because Virgin doesn't do short haul and not many people want to keep on flying through KLM's hub in Amsterdam or Air France's hub in Paris. But I can see that happening. But speaking of Virgin, to be honest, now that BA have pulled the trigger to go for revenue base, I probably can see Virgin doing the same, although they would be less successful because they don't have that same grip on the market that BA do. And on the converse, because BA are going spend based on the earning rate, I can actually see BA following Virgin's lead on the awards table, making every seat available for a redemption. We'll end up seeing redemptions going to crazy high figures with BA as well. I suspect that will probably happen in the next 12 months or so. And that's all speculation there, but it wouldn't surprise me. The end is nigh for the loyalty scheme, and it's not your scheme, it's the airlines. It's disappointing. I do think some of the reaction online has been a bit OTT, a bit over the top. You just have to deal with the new realpolitik, I guess you could call it, so the new reality of the situation, and try to work out how it best works for you. I will try to do some more videos in the next couple of months as changes start to settle in. If you're interested in learning perhaps about that Virgin scheme and the quirks and benefits of Virgin Atlantic Flying Club, I have a whole series of videos that you can watch about that. Please do drop a comment down below. What do you think of the changes to the British Airways Club, or rest in peace BAEC, British Airways Executive Club? I'm happy to have a bit of debate down below. Perhaps you disagree with some of my opinion. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you next time when I'll be in a more my normal studio office location rather than my living room with my beautiful doggy Scarlett, who's half asleep. And I hope to see you very soon on a new video. And wishing all of my viewers a very happy 2025, except British Airways, because you have ruined a lot of people's New Year's Eve plans. Thank you. Bye-bye.